According to the signs, all the trains at this station are blue A trains, so this should take me to today's destination. We just passed my stop, so I'm on the wrong train. Oh no. Well, I got off the subway as soon as I could, and fortunately we're only a few blocks off track. It was supposed to be sunny today. Things aren't going smoothly so far. That's so much stuff to carry around, my God. They're sleeping on one of the wealthiest streets in the world. This is Central Park West. Oh wow, look at that. This is where John Lennon was shot and killed in December 1980. He lived in one of these apartments. It's one of those times where you remember exactly where you were when you heard the news. I was a senior in high school in art class, and I even remember which one of my classmates broke the news. This is John Lennon's memorial here right across the street in Central Park. He loved Central Park, especially this particular area. I didn't realize until recently that his killer, Mark David Chapman, was married to a Japanese woman just like Lennon was. And Chapman's wife actually knew about his plans to kill John Lennon, and she didn't report it to the police. She's still married to Chapman all these decades later and is supportive of him. They get to use a prison trailer for conjugal visits and to watch movies and eat pizza. She's very religious, and she thinks her husband deserves forgiveness. I walked way out of my way to see this castle here in Central Park, and it's closed for renovations. A lot of little things going wrong today. Makes me feel just a bit paranoid that something bigger could go wrong. Is this the day I'll get mugged and murdered? Anyway, Yoko Ono didn't want a statue of John Lennon put up in here. She said there were enough statues in Central Park. There's one really cool looking statue I want to see, and one that has an interesting story. So Central Park is pretty much a giant dog park. A lot of expensive purebreds, so these must be people that live on Central Park West. What's weird about these dog owners, I noticed, is that they just keep walking straight ahead and they don't even turn around to see if the dog is following behind them. Usually if your dog is loose, you keep an eye on them, especially since this park isn't fenced in. Strange. See, this lady can't find her puppy now. I don't even feel like I'm in the middle of a big city. Very peaceful. A lot of bird watchers here too, with some very expensive photography equipment.
You meet all your tenants. So you get to basically it's just a gift.
Here's the cool sculpture I wanted to see. The man who owned Dell Publishing had this made as a dedication to his wife who read Alice in Wonderland to their children. The Mad Hatter. Alice sitting on a giant mushroom. Is that the Cheshire Cat? A lot of beautiful detail. Watch out for the rabbit hole, Candy. Now the other statue I want to see is dedicated to a hero dog named Balto. Balto the Wonder Dog. He was a Siberian Husky that saved a lot of people by bringing medicine to a remote part of Alaska in 1925. This looks like something you'd see in Italy. Beautiful. Balto was the lead dog of the last sled team that ran the final 53-mile leg of almost 700 miles through blizzard conditions. That medication was for diphtheria, which is especially deadly for children, so the whole world was rooting for these dogs. Balto had to use his sense of smell to find his way because the blizzard made it impossible for them to see where they were going. A lot of dogs died from frostbite, but in the end they saved the day. And Balto became an international celebrity. But Balto's story took a sad turn when his owner had financial troubles and sold the husky to a kind of a circus freak show, basically. And he lived in horrible conditions, chained up in tiny spaces, and just not treated well for a long time. Fortunately, a retired prizefighter came along and rescued Balto from his horrible life. I feel like I've seen this patch of grass a million times in movies and TV shows.
I gave you your manhood, I gave you everything!
It's changed some over the years. This statue of William Shakespeare was paid for by the Booth family. They were father and sons, and they were Shakespearean actors. One of those sons was John Wilkes Booth, who shot President Lincoln. We're getting closer to Balto. And here is Balto the Wonder Dog. The sun came out just for Balto. And why is there a statue of an Alaskan dog in New York City? Just a bunch of New York dog lovers wanted to honor him.
Tem mais dois, viu?
behind unless you get the
I'm looking for the subway back now. That's definitely a blue A train this time. I see the street numbers getting lower instead of higher, which means I'm headed in the wrong direction. Shit. So I finally found my way back to where I need to be. I wish I could share some of the things I saw and heard on the subway, but it's a little too raw for YouTube. I have a final mission in New York City. My first New York slice. It's so big it has to be folded in half to eat. Good stuff. New York, it's been very interesting and exciting and fun, but I'm done.